What's up, everybody? Paul Baker with another episode of Legendary Muscle, and today I'm with John and his 65 Belvedere. John, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Now, guys, I know when I pulled up, something was familiar about this car. Wasn't this car used in the drag strip? About 65, 70?
Yeah, they used it in 1965. Herb McCandless, who was known as Mr. Four Speed, campaigned one of these cars and was very successful. And then went on later to join Sox and Martin.
Sox and Martin, that's a pretty big name.
Yeah.
Now, I go to a lot of car shows, as you do as well, and I don't see many of these cars at all. When you go to a car show, are you the only one out there with this car?
Generally, I'm the only one, although there's another car around that's a 65. But that's a sedan, and it's a Belvedere one, so it looks a bit different. The roof line on that car is a little more flat. This is a little more open and curvy. So those are some of the differences. That's
pretty nice. Now, the engine on this, I know it came with a multiple amount of different size motors. Did it ever come with the 426?
It did come with the 426. The surprising part is that there were so many engine offerings. It started with a slant 6, 225, up to 426. So that's a wide gambit.
I'd definitely take the Hemi anytime over a slant 6. It just wouldn't look tough.
No.
Go out there, step on the gas, and you just go really slow.
Exactly.
All right. Now, the other thing was this car, the value on this car is changed completely from 1965 to today's prices. Now, I'm going to give you a chance out there to get an idea of how much this car costs. And I'm going to give you 3 options: $3,500, $4,500, or $2,200. That's going to be good, and I'll come back to you. Now, the price of this car today, what would you think it's worth?
In this condition, this car probably about $28,000.
$28,000. That is ridiculous, because today's price, if you guess $2,200, you're absolutely right. It ranges from $2,200 to $2,800 depending on the options. So that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, see, you said something about a Belvedere 1 and 2.
Right.
You also said something about having a third one. What was that?
Yep. In 1965, you had the Belvedere 1, which is a base, more stripped-down model. The Belvedere 2, different trim level here. And then the third one is a satellite. And the satellite had a different trim level, well, not altogether, but different.
So
had some wheel lip moldings, openings, and, a little fancier to some degree.
So all that in 65.
Yep.
They ran all 3 of those models in 65.
Yep.
Now, I know when you were talking to me earlier, you said something about lights in the back.
Yes.
That one of them didn't even have light, or what was that about?
The Belvedere 1 didn't come equipped with reverse lights.
Oh, my goodness.
And it had more of a plain, simple taillight configuration, where the Satellite and Belvedere 2 have a little fancier one that they share.
Gotcha. Well, that's crazy, because how is it even legal to be on the road if they don't have no backlights like that? But it definitely is a sharp car. I mean, I love it. Now, the difference is between this guy and, let's see, all of our other interviews, is that they normally get these cars and have to redo the whole entire car. You were the smart one, and you bought it pretty much looking like this.
I bought it mostly the way it is here. The hood scoop was in the back, in the trunk, when I bought it, and it had a flat hood. So it looked nice, but the hood scoop really gave it a more of aggressive, like a super stock kind of look, It already had super stock springs put in it. The frame, the perches were moved inside, so this car is not tubbed, although it accepts a big fat tire. So I didn't have to deal with the metal and all that issues. And then I had fiberglass bumpers on it. I put chrome ones on because the old cars need chrome.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
And I tell you, the striping on this bad boy is so aggressive. I love the way it looks. The one last question I got to get you is, I want to take a spin in it. So I was just seeing if you could give us a spin.
Sure, we can go for a spin.
Let's see what this car's got. Man, this is so beautiful. The inside is as nice as the outside. Whoa! That's definitely no 318. What in the world is under the hood?
There's a Magnum 360 in here, based on the later motor 360. It's around 400 horse. It's a hydraulic roller.
Man, I can feel it. My gosh. Looks like you got an autograph there on the dash. The glove box, I mean, who's that?
That's Big Daddy Don Garlett's well-known drag racer. Signed that in 2020 at his show, which I hit every year.
And so you're a part of his shows?
Yeah, I try to go to the Mopar shows, and his is the biggest. And yep.
So you do a lot of shows every year, or try to hit them?
Yeah, I try to hit as many as I can, to be honest with you.
Now, what about awards? How many awards have you won with this bad boy?
I can't tell you exactly, but there's, I don't know,
you got
15 or so.
Holy smokes.
And
now, do you travel, or are you just mainly Florida, or you go out of state?
No, well, I used to live in New York, so I hit New New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania.
Oh man,
and then
that was
of
awesome.
course Florida here, between here and Daytona and such.
Oh, that is cool. That's all, and that's what I'm trying to do with mine, and we're trying to rebuild and go to car shows, because I tell you what's the best feeling in the world, just seeing people stand in front of your car, taking pictures.
Oh, yeah.
That makes you feel so good.
Oh yeah.
It is awesome. Now, I heard you do something like you do charity events, something about a little girl. What was that?
Well, actually, it was a woman
Oh.
for Southern Pig and Cattle. One of the waitresses there is battling cancer.
Oh, man.
And there was a cruise put together with a poker run, and several car people got together and went to a few points, got some playing cards, and then we checked the hands at the end, which ended at the Southern Pig and Cattle to benefit the young lady.
That is awesome, man. Just doing stuff like that just makes you feel so good.
Oh yes.
You know, like I would love to do stuff like that. Yeah, see, that's cool, because I've never done a poker run before, but I would actually love to see how it goes. I don't even know how to do a poker run.
Right. Well, you go from one spot to each, and you get a card each time until I think it's 4 or 5 hand stops, and then whoever has the best hand wins.
Oh, that's cool. That would definitely be fun. Man, I tell you, just sitting here with the car with you, it's just arm out the windows like we're doing.
Yep.
I used to live in Ohio, and my first car was a 72 Charger, and there was days that I was just destination unknown. I would just drive and drive hours on end. Nowhere to go, just drive just to see people thumb up, and just made you feel so good. Have you ever did anything like that?
In New York, I was in a club that we did that every Sunday. We got together, met at 10 a.m., went out 2, 3, 4 hours. Everybody pick a different location here and there, go to places you've never been.
Oh, that'd be
You know?
so cool. Yeah. Now, I know you were saying something the other day to me. You're talking about you going out in a run and you seen other cars coming by. You did a U-ey and followed them.
Well, that's how our car club started. My
Oh,
friend
that's
Gary
cool.
and I had my car and he had his Roadrunner, and we saw somebody with a Duster and a Challenger. Turned out to be a wife and husband.
Yeah.
And we turned around, chased them down, and asked them where they were
That's
going.
cool.
And then we went out for a ride to them to pick up their daughter who was spending the night someplace.
Yeah.
And so we did that, and that led to be the Menacing Valley Cruisers, which lasted 13 years before I moved.
Wow. So that one little event, lifetime friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. And
That
then
is so
we'd
cool.
have people going out, from, anywhere from 5 to 20 cars a week.
Oh my goodness. I would love to be part of something like that. That's what I'm trying to do now. We did the car show just the other day with you.
Yep.
And I was talking to the owner there, and I want to get together and just cruise, man, and have a good time like that. That would be so much fun.
Oh, yes.
That is cool. Well, we're definitely going to have to get our cars together and go out and go cruising, because that's important.
Absolutely.
Now, what is that? You got an 8-track? The original 8-track in the
I have
car.
an original 8-track in here, the best high fidelity you could have from here.
That is
in
so
here
cool.
With an equalizer that I've had for 40 years. And this 8-track player, surprisingly, I got off of eBay, brand new in the box.
Yeah?
New old stock.
Oh, my
And it
gosh.
plays great. I have my Elvis, my Beach Boys.
What company is that?
Meatloaf. It's a company called Sparkomatic, which, surprisingly enough, it has to do with a hot rodder named Ed Elmquist, who started Sparkomatic, but he was also the first person to put together a hot rod magazine 2
cool.
years before Hot Rod magazine came out.
Man, that is so cool.
It's excellent.
Man. Well, I'll tell you what, that is awesome, and I appreciate you taking us on this run and this jog down memory lane. But our time is running up, so guys, make sure you tune in to us next week for another episode of Legendary Muscle. I'm Paul Baker, and my good friend John. We'll see you next time.
Just a little ice.
Oh, you even do the oldies, bro. Yeah.
Yep.
That's the only way you can do it.
Yep.
I'm amazed it still works.
Yeah.
I'm all shook up